Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video in my series of frequently asked questions. So this question is kind of, I'm out of season for this, but it's what do I do on hot days in the van. Now I actually met up with a couple the other day, and they want to check out my van and everything, and they go, what do you do in the heat? I said, I go to Tasmania. So my answer to that is, as much as possible, I go to where it's cooler. So I'm in Australia, and the coolest place for to be in Australia in the summer is Tasmania. And if you're not from Australia, you don't know, Tasmania is that little island on the bottom underneath Victoria. That's Tasmania. It's part of Australia. It's not New Zealand. I know I've seen some videos, people think that's New Zealand, so that's Tasmania. So as much as possible, I actually spent 2 summers in Tasmania, and that's the best option, is to go where it's cool. That's what I recommend. Now obviously there are still some times when it gets hot, and I always do check the weather map to find out if I can move to a different location where it's cooler. And so, because sometimes you can just drive a couple of hours and it's much cooler. It might be higher altitude, just might be different geographical location. I don't know how like climate, and you can get cooler. Now, if I am in the van and it is a hot day, here is what I do. First thing is, okay, this is what I did before I had the air conditioner. And I am going to be doing a video on how I got through the summer and this air conditioner saved me. So look out for that one. So the first thing I do is try and park in the shade. That's common sense. Try and make it so your van's not in direct sunlight. The second thing I do is I open up the van and have the air flowing through as much as possible. The third thing I do is I have a fan. So I do have this fan, which I've had for easily 3 years. It's a Blau, I think that's how you say it, and it actually runs on its own. It has its own little power bank in it, so it runs on its own, and it's USB charged. But this thing runs for it'll run all night on the low speed, but it has 3 speeds, and it also has a section, and it's a bit broken, where you can it's really dusty. You can take this filter out, put water in it, and then the air blows through there and it cools off. So, and it gets really dusty. So I recommend getting a fan in your van, and you can get these ones where you put water in it and it gets cool. There are lots of different ones out there, but have a fan. So if you have air blowing on you constantly, that really helps. The other thing I do, especially if it's at night and it's a bit warm, is I just have a little sponge bath. So if you just bath, wet yourself down, and then the fan blows on you, it cools you right off. It works really, really well. At the moment, it's really cold here. We're in winter. But yeah, so just wipe yourself off. I will sometimes just stick my head under a tap or wet my head, and that really helps. You can keep a cold towel, a wet towel on your neck. Again, that really helps. One of the other things I do is I have this dog cooling mat. You've only seen these. So this works for me and the dog, and I can put this on the bed and lay on this, and this keeps me really cool. As much as possible, I avoid getting into the heat. First of all, the dog really doesn't do well in the heat. I'm traveling with my dog. And secondly, why? I don't need to be hot and sweaty, uncomfortable if I can move. And I do have the air conditioner now. Again, that video is coming really soon. But I think that is pretty well everything I do on hot days in the van. All right, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed it, could you please give it a thumbs up? If you have any more questions for this series, please put in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next frequently asked questions. I still have a few more to go. All right, see you soon.